April 3rd is the date of the next meeting of Speaking from Experienced Advanced Toastmasters. I'm on the agenda as Toastmaster, and that means it's part of my job is to come up with the theme for the meeting. The theme that I have in mind is the last mile. April leaves us 3 months away from the end of the Toastmasters educational year, which ends on June 30th. And the idea I'm going with is the last mile is, what do we want to do for the last quarter of the year, the last 3 months of the educational year, to pull up our goals. That's kind of the idea I'm thinking of, to inspire, motivate members to recalibrate, review their goals, and see what they want to do to finish the year on a powerful note. I'm calling this day 3. I haven't been going continuously. I skipped a whole bunch of days since day 2. I took a few days off as a mental health break. But here I am, back on game again, getting back on track. I've been thinking about what I want to write for the description for my Patreon page. Who am I, and what do I hope to do with this page? I want to use this page to promote the Tale of Two Cities music project that I'm not just to promote it though, but to share the journey in the spirit of documenting the journey as part of the journey. So I'll be using this page to capture my progress and share that with people who are interested. My vision for this project, the Tale of Two Cities music project, I kind of see it as a cross between 2112 and Les Miserables, with a sprinkling of Alan Parsons thrown in. And as I've been in studio sessions with Steve on this and developing, definitely hearing a lot of Alan Parsons' project influence coming out. Today is the last day of March, and I'm getting anxious to finish episode 3 in my vlog series. I uploaded a preview copy a couple of days ago, and I noticed that I got a claim ID, content ID claim on it. So I got to look into that. I am using some content to which I do not have the rights for. I guess I'm using enough of it to trigger a content claim. So I got to rethink how I want to approach that. Oh yeah, I'm cooking. I found a percussion loop in Logic Pro and took a section out of Steve's performance in a last recording session. I think I've got something here. I think I'm cooking. I'm in for a studio session with Steve. We'll be doing a mixing session on That Profound Secret. And this is probably going to be my last session at the studio because Steve is going to be putting his operations on pause for a few months while he's relocating. So I'm looking forward to working with him in his new location. But man, this is going to feel like the end of an era. Tomorrow's the meeting at S-Feet Toastmasters, and I'm the Toastmaster, and I'm starting to go into panic mode because I got a theme, but I don't really have a toast. I thought I'd have some quotes or something to prepare to introduce the theme, and it is just not coming. The meeting is behind me now. It was my first time chairing a meeting at my new club, the Advanced Club. It was also my first time chairing a hybrid meeting. I've chaired live in-person meetings, and I have chaired Zoom meetings. When I do a Zoom meeting, the only tech I have to worry about is my own tech. At a hybrid meeting, it's a little bit different. We had some tech problems at the beginning of the meeting, and our regular tech guy was away on vacation, so we kind of had to figure out how to do it without him. Although I like the idea that I picked for last night's theme, the theme for last night's Toastmasters, The Last Mile, I like the idea, but I'm not crazy about the name that I picked. I don't like the fact that the association, The Last Mile, also has an association with prisoners walking the last mile towards their execution. That was not part of the idea that I was going for. What I really intended by it was to capture the notion of the last quarter of the game, or the ninth inning. It's kind of more like it. It's just that when I came up with that name, I did it in the spur of the moment. And once it got out there and our PR guy put out the poster, I figured, well, I pretty much might as well just go with it and make the best of it. Got me thinking about what my ideas are for the last quarter. The last quarter of the game, the Toastmaster year, ends in June 30th. And this is for early April, so I got about 3 months left in the end till the end of the Toastmasters year. So what are my goals? What do I want to accomplish by the end of June? What do I want to accomplish with my last quarter of the game and my last mile of this particular track? I want to give one more speech in level 2. I think, if I recall correctly, I'm only one project away from completing level 2 in the presentation mastery pathway, which is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. So that's one of my goals, is to give that speech and bring completion to level 2. And I also want to build a social media presence. That's one of the advanced projects. That's like a level 4 or level 5 elective, and that is tied to the Develop Your Vision project that I did as part of the Visionary Communication Pathway. I did that a couple of years ago, and that's also tied to my Tale of Two Cities music project. They're all tied together. What I want to do before I give the Build a Social Media Presence at Toastmasters is I want to get my Patreon page up and running, and I want to dress up my Buy Me a Coffee page a bit, and probably purchase a subdomain so that I can pass that around instead of the cryptic URL that buymeacoffee.com automatically generated for me when I created the account. I've been sitting on my episode 3 vlog. It's already first week of April. I did want to have it out by end of March. My general intent is to do one monthly. This was supposed to be my March vlog. I'm moving away from referring them to as month names as March vlog. It's episode 3. I've got a final master copy out there. I've got it so far I've got it as private. I haven't published it yet. Why I'm sitting on it is because I haven't really decided what to do with the content ID claim thing. I have some ideas, and I've been reluctant to rework those parts of the videos, and I might just have to take the plunge and rework them so that I can finish up this video and move on to the next one. In a classic book on getting things done by David Allen, he writes about 6 horizons of planning: purpose, goals, purpose, vision, goals, areas, and projects. And I've been noticing that some of the things on my to-do lists that have gotten stale, have just gotten stuck in my list and never finished. A lot of them aren't actually specific actionable tasks to do. Some of them are actually more along the lines of goals or part of the vision. So I've been looking at restructuring my to-do list and getting my planning systems a little bit better organized. It's a beautiful day. I got out of the house and went for a walk, ended up doing another Toronto urban hike, and shot some footage for what I think will become episode 4 in my vlog series. And maybe when I get home, this will be my motivation to go back and finish episode 3. I kind of been sitting on that one for a while. I shot some additional content to edit in to replace the content ID claim stuff. I just haven't had a whole lot of motivation to do anything with it, so I've just been sitting on it, been stale. So maybe now this will provide me some impetus to get back to it and finish that one off. It's total eclipse day, and boy did it get dark there for a couple of minutes. Reminded me of a book I read a few years ago by Isaac Asimov. It was called Nightfall. The premise of this book, it takes place on a planet which has something like 5 or 6 moons, and the orbits of the moons are such that there's no part on the planet that ever experiences total darkness. It's always daylight on this planet, and like once every 2,000 years or whatever the frequency is, the moons happen to line up in such a way that there's like a 24-hour period of total darkness. And because the people in the story, they live in total daylight all the time, they can't handle the psychological effects of darkness, and they all freak out, and civilization all breaks down because everybody's freaking out. And archaeologists find ruins of a past civilization and discover, basically because the layers of the ruins that they uncover show that every 2,000 years a civilization has risen up and then self-destroyed itself and risen up again. And that's just because of the patterns of the way the moons orbit and cause that one day of total darkness. Well, daylight is coming back out there again, and we're not destroying ourselves, at least not yet. I'm at High Park today. I'm going to do another stair climbing workout. This time I'm climbing with a new stair climbing buddy, Sine. I'm about to start my 10th lap here. Let's count them and see how many we're dealing with. 1, 2, 27, 28, 29, 30, 32, 33, 34, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 62, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 71, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80, 81, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 96 steps. My 10th lap. So I did some math here. The total number of stairs here is 96, and the CN Tower has 1,776 steps. That means it would take doing 18 and a half laps on this staircase is the equivalent of climbing the CN Tower. I have done 10 laps already. My climbing buddy has done 13. She's going for the 18. I don't know. I might maybe push for 15. Listen to that. There's a camera. Is the mic picking this up? Hear those birds? When I showed Cindy the math and told her about the 18 laps, she was on her 13th lap and said she was going to push to go for 18. Well, she did get up to 14 and then stopped. I was at 12 laps at that point, and I thought, I got to go 2 more to catch up. So I did. So I clocked in and ended up doing 14 laps in the end. You hear that train in the background. Man, sometimes I just get that feeling I just want to hop on a train and go somewhere. I've decided what I'm going to do with my episode 3 vlog. I've decided I'm going to publish it as a unlisted video. I just haven't decided yet what I'm going to write for the description of it. Probably include the copyright notices, acknowledgements that I'm using the Born to be Wild and $6 Million Man theme in it. The rest of the music in that video are actually my own original compositions. So there's only like maybe 30 to 45 seconds of copyright material, content claim material that I've got in there. And the rest of the music is my own. I got bits from Magician's Plea, from the awesome instrumental that Steve put down, the guitar work that he did on that. A bit of The Great Escape. And the part of the epilogue of That Profound Secret, yet another awesome piece of guitar work and layering performed by Steve. Thought I was going to do that today, of finally publish that video, and just didn't quite get to it. I had a bit of productive time. I did a bit of productive work for early afternoon today, and then I just kind of hit a wall. I crashed and have gone into recovery mode. It's probably a day after effect following my big strenuous stair climbing workout that I had yesterday. It was awesome though. It was great to be out at High Park and out and about for the night. Got some great photos too. I often helped my parents fill out forms, like income tax claims and general paperwork kind of stuff. But when it comes to filling out forms for myself, my brain seizes up. Been doing my income tax return, and due to a sort of a one-off anomaly last year, I have to do my return, send it in by mail this year. I can't do it through TurboTax. So I've been going bug-eyed and brain melting, poring over those forms and filling them all manually. Ugh. Not every day is blog worthy, and today was a day that was mostly taking care of mundane stuff. finally got my documents printed for my tax return. So, yeah, I think tomorrow I'll be ready to get that in the mail. The next meeting of my Advanced Toastmasters Club is coming up. It's on Wednesday. It's about 5 days away. I really got to check my emails. I think there's still a few roles that need to be filled. Today has mostly been a decompression day. I was listening to some meditation music, and I got an idea that I could take the chord charts for the songs that I've composed for my Tale of Two Cities project and turn them into meditation music. When I used to do my Bruce Trail hike, one of the things I used to do after a hike is I would scout around and to prepare for my next hike. Looking for potential access points, parking situations, and all that. So today, this afternoon, I was out doing some errands. I decided to go and scout around to prepare for my next Toronto urban hike. And I found some side streets near the last place where I stopped. And I've got a plan now. I figured out the logistics of I'm going to do my next Toronto urban hike. A friend of mine was giving me some feedback on my episode 3 vlog, and she commented that she thought that the ending was anticlimactic, the ending part. I asked her which ending, because what I did is I added some extras. After the real ending, I added some 4 seconds of just black screen and total silence, and added some extras after it. And so it's those extras. I guess she thought that was actually still part of the same video. And I said that her reaction actually proves my point that if I had replaced the Steppenwolf and the $6 Million Man theme, if I had replaced that with anything else, I think the video just would not have worked. It has to be there. So yeah, why did I include that at the end? It's kind of like an extra. The video, the actual story ends where it ends. It ends on that climactic fanfare, that awesomely performed piece by Steve Sherman, and then the bits at the end are just kind of there to prove my point that it just wouldn't have been the same if I had not used the actual. Yes, even though there's a copyright, and it's not a copyright strike. I didn't get a copyright strike, but what I got was a content claim on it. So if I had ignored that and replaced those particular parts of the video with something else, I think the video just would not have been the same. It would not have carried the same emotional weight. Well, it's done now. Went to the post office and mailed off my tax return. Feeling kind of run down last couple of days. My stair climbing buddy canceled out on our workout for today, which is just as well, because I probably would have ended up canceling myself. This morning I was kind of feeling like I just wouldn't be quite up to doing another stair climbing workout. Hope this isn't another round of COVID. It is official. I am sick. Man, listen to that baritone. I don't think I should be going to Toastmasters tonight. You know what I should be doing? I should be recording some vocal tracks, get the baritones out. Yeah, sick as what do people say, sick as a dog? Most dogs that I have met have been really healthy. I guess I am sick as a dog that's sick. Sick as a dog that's got a bit of a bronchial thing going on. Hopefully it'll pass in a couple of days and then I'll be healthy as a bitch. I am still sick, and I'm thinking I should be working on my audition tape to do a duet with Jeff Castellucci. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to be with you again. Yeah, I think I need to work on that. Gotta work on that hair thing. I did a COVID test today and it came back negative. Yay! Whoever came up with the idea of think positive was not thinking about COVID tests, because when it comes to COVID tests, you don't want to think positive. You want to think negative, because when it comes to COVID tests, negative is a positive thing. I've taken a couple of days off recording. I'm still sick, and I'm just restarting the counting from today anyways, day 24. Well, it sounds like my voice is better. Lost that baritone thing. I guess Jeff Castellucci is going to take the win on this one. Maybe I can still get a win over the hair thing. I don't know. I'll think about that one. I've had no fever, and I was starting to suspect as maybe what I had was allergies. So I went to pharmacy and asked if they had an over-the-counter remedy or if it's something that I would have to get a prescription for some kind of antibiotic. Especially my eyes have been really irritated and stuff. Yeah, and the pharmacist said, yeah, it's allergies. And he told me to take Claritin. So hopefully in a couple of more days, this thing will finally pass through. I've been sick over a week now, and I'm going up to my doctor today, this afternoon, find out whether I'm dealing with allergies or some kind of flu reaction. I'm back from my doctor appointment, and he has confirmed I do have a chest cold, so I definitely have an infection. I got a course of antibiotics to take and some nasal spray to help ease the congestion. Hopefully, now that I've had it properly diagnosed, hopefully I'm on the right treatment for it now and it should clear up soon. I think the antibiotics are helping. I was feeling less crappy today. I'm still sick, but I don't want to talk about being sick today. What I want to do today is make a table. A 3D table, a digital 3D table. I want to make a model of it. I'm building up a 3D model of my my apartment studio. And so I can play around with different ideas of how to arrange the furniture and decorations and all that stuff to meet my functional as well as aesthetic style. Here's my work in progress. It's about 2 weeks now since I first felt symptoms of getting sick, coming close to the end of my antibiotic regimen, feeling some of my mojo coming back. Spent a little bit of time organizing my files for my episode 4 vlog, and starting to get a little bit excited about getting that creative process started again. The NASDAQ has been on a nice rally since October, and I've had some pretty successful trades selling covered calls against the TQQQ ETF. But that is coming to an end. That rally is running out of steam, so I'm watching to see what direction the market's going to take going forward. I made it to day 30. I decided I'm going to go for a few extra days, though, just because I don't want this 30-day segment to end on a note of being sick. I don't want that to be sort of the climactic story of this segment. So I'm going to go for a few extra days. Been working away on episode 4 of my vlog, a little bit behind schedule with that. The idea to do one episode a month. So episode 4 really should have been out in April, and now it's early May. But that's how it goes. So episode 4, targeting to have that done maybe by mid to late May. Yeah. Today, I am grateful that the Expanse book series is available in audio format on the Libby app. And I'm also grateful for the smells of spring, late spring, I guess, early summer. The smell of fresh grass with out in the warm sun, giving off that chlorophyll scent. My gratitudes for today. I'm grateful for seeing more hours of daylight during the day. I'm grateful that my buddy Matt reached out, and we have made plans for a day trip to St. Catharines. And I am grateful that I mustered up the energy tonight to go for a walk in the evening. Today, I am grateful for a profitable trade that I took on the TQQQ. I am grateful for the profit that I took for today, because that's going to buffer a loss on another trade that I've got on. Looks like it's going to be closing at a loss. Today, I am grateful that I got to do another Toronto urban hike. This is my 5th urban hike. And I don't know how many kilometers I did, but according to the app on my phone, I did somewhere around 12 to 13,000 steps today. It's day 35, and this is where I'm going to end this particular sequence. I'm glad that I added those extra few days instead of stopping at day 30. I just think this is a better note to leave this on. I got in that hike yesterday, and today I got in a work session on my current work in progress, Recall to Life. I was working on an intro and the first verse of it, and I'm going to include that here to finish off this sequence.